Before we begin, we'd just like to say once again thank you to the New Jersey Chinese Cultural Studies Foundation for having us here. It was a great experience. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. The goal of this competition is to promote the understanding and appreciation of Chinese culture and heritage. So in order to achieve this goal, we focused on one topic. My group and I decided to do it on Chinese culinary arts. What types of food do you see when you walk into a Chinese restaurant? You see a variety of food. Because China is such a large country, it developed a variety of cuisine in different parts of the region. During the Zhou dynasty, cooking was not only known as a craft, but also as an art and a science. The style that Chinese food was made and prepared was significantly influenced by two major philosophies. These philosophies were known as Confucianism and Taoism. Confucius stressed that food can bring people happiness. Culinary etiquette, social sharing of food, presentation, and combining of taste and textures were important to know. In fact, some of the standards for proper table etiquette are still regarded as basic rules in China today. For example, food must be pre-sliced into bite-sized pieces before the dish is served. Otherwise, it would be considered improper to have a knife at the table. Food is known for bringing people together. It was always prepared in a gathering for proper etiquette. Confucius taught that good cooking depends on the right mix of different ingredients and condiments, instead of the taste of one single element. He believed that one must be a good matchmaker before one becomes a good cook. He also emphasized the value of the texture and color of the dish, as well as the color and aroma. Unlike Confucianism, Taoism, on the other hand, is more concerned with the life-giving elements of various foods. It mainly focuses on health and longevity. This encouraged Chinese to study the physical and mental effects, including nourishment of each ingredient and cooking method. Because of Taoism's focus on a longer lifespan, many life-giving elements were discovered and used, such as plants, roots, herbs, fungus, and seeds. It also realized that many items had medicinal value. For example, ginger is used to soothe an upset stomach and as a cold remedy. Taoism belief resulted in a traditional vegetable-based low-calorie foods with little fat. Ancient China. During the Zhou dynasty, the main source of food was agricultural food products. A majority of their food consisted of soybeans, rice, wheat, frozen millet, and foxtail millet. Due to the abundance in agricultural food products, the economy was able to produce a lot of cereals, vegetables, and meats, along with a variety of plants, fruits, and nuts. During the Zhou dynasty, foods were plentiful and many imperial and famous dishes were developed. By Han dynasty, the economy was stronger, thus leading to new sources of raw materials, better cooking utensils, and cooking skills, wider adoption of ironware, and higher standards for imperial dishes. Before the Tang Dynasty, after the Han Dynasty, the style of the food changed. Thick soup became popular. In addition, roasted and baked meats were no longer eaten with cooked rice. fermentation was used more often to produce staple goods such as steamed buns, stuffed buns, and steamed cakes. Due to the difference of climate in the north and south region, the types of food products vary. In the north, people mainly ate millet meats and dairy products. In the south, people mainly consumed rice. During the Sui dynasty, the government was mainly concerned with the development of agriculture. The imperial food improved, and more seafood became accessible. Some of the imperial dishes that came from the dynasty are fried ringing bells, quick fried prawns, crab rolls, crystal dragon and phoenix cakes, and a steamed mandarin fish without fish soy sauce.
Food of the Tang Dynasty. Now, for any country, staple food is any food that form, the basis of the traditional diet in that country. Now, for China, the staple food has only slightly changed over the years. But during the Tang Dynasty, China's staple food was millet, which is plants that are grown for their edible grains, such as wheat. Okay, I know I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, but it's it's Tong Tiao. Tong Tiao. I'm sorry, pronunciation. Which it means Tang Dynasty. But the during the Tang Dynasty, many Eastern crops such as sugar, beet, spinach, lettuce, and almond were introduced into China in this era. And during this time, new methods and techniques were developed to use the millet and wheat that they had already to create new forms of food, such as Sui Zhao Pe, which means dumpling skins, and Yao Tiao, which means fried dough strips. I'm trying, sorry. These new changes and methods that allowed wheat to be turned into flour and fried dumpling skins allowed for new foods to come to China during this time. These foods include also wheat cakes, fried dough, and fried dough strips, and noodles. Okay, during this time also, foods such as cream, yogurt, cheese, curds, and butter came into China because actually the dynastic family was part Turkish during this area. So they brought new foods into China during this time as well. And this was also when tea came into gained national recognition. A lot of times when I think of Chinese culture associated with food, I do think of tea. It's one of the things that makes Chinese culture stand out when I think about it.
Okay, Song and Yuan dynasties. The staple food of the Song dynasty is salted fish. Rice became widespread and became the chief grain of China from then on. Chicken and duck were popular, and